What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Money Moves. This one's a little different. Wasn't really that planned. I was just already kind of out and about tonight. I'm here in downtown Oklahoma City, and I just thought I would shoot one of these. You know, I had some spare time and I had a few things in my mind. Just thought I would get them out. So yeah, you know, we always talk about things that just like ways that you should think and how to adjust your way of thinking. You know, I've had a video on mindset, a video on perspective, a video on reality, things like that. We've also had a video on escaping, right? So like, again, a lot of people talk about escaping the matrix, escaping the system, and you know, that's a good conversation to have. We've already had that conversation, but I think there's another key piece that a lot of people are missing when it comes to that, right? So a lot of people talk about doing these new things, starting these new habits, and being more aware, being more conscious, but I don't think a lot of people keep the momentum, right? It requires momentum. And what I mean by that is, and really it's just consistency. A lot of people will have these ideas to have these lifestyle adjustments or to start doing this or to pick up a new thing, right? They're gonna start working out, they're gonna start reading a book, they're gonna start eating healthier, they're gonna start learning new skills, whatever it is. But they only do it for like a couple of weeks and then they give up, right? And they never really get anywhere with it. And a lot of people never see results because of that. And I'm one of those people that, you know, it sucks, you know, constantly having to work and do things and feeling like you're never good enough. Ultimately, guys, that's what's going to take you places, right? It's that consistency. It is constantly refining something. It's constantly building something. It's constantly stacking those bricks, right? You're not going to have one of these buildings without continuously stacking, right? You're not just going to work on it for a week or two and then just be done and just be set for the rest of your life. You know, there's a lot of people who say that, oh, like in their mind, it's not worth it to them to work hard. The work isn't worth it, right? To them, they're comfortable how they are. They think that, hey, I'm as comfortable as I can ever get. I'm happy. Things are just going okay, and they're fine with that. But in reality, is that really comfortable? Because for your entire life, for however much is left of your life, you're never truly going to respect yourself because you know you could be doing more with yourself. The people around you are going to know the same thing. They're going to think the same way, and they're going to see wasted potential, right? You're going to get up out of bed every single day, looking at yourself in the mirror, thinking that you're mediocre, not respecting yourself, carrying yourself a certain way, not being confident. Nobody else around you is going to respect you. You're not going to be remembered. You're not going to be admired by your children or by the people around you. You're not going to inspire anyone. You're not going to motivate anyone. Again, you're just not going to have that respect. It's an entire life of mediocrity, and a lot of people settle for that because they think that it's easier. To me personally, it's easier to constantly work on yourself and constantly be in that mode of improving and building and stacking those bricks, because then you can actually wake up at some point and be like, you know what, I'm proud of myself, right? You get to go to bed every single night knowing that you put in that work today, right? You get to rest knowing that you fulfilled your potential for the day, you maximized your time. And when you wake up the next day, you're excited to do it again because you just want to see how much further you can go. And once you start seeing progress in yourself, when you actually eat healthily for a certain period of time, when you actually go to the gym consistently for a long enough period of time, you see those results. And a lot of people never see those results, and that's why they lose motivation because they want it quicker than it comes. They're not willing to continue to work for it. And that's just, you know, that's why a lot of people end up in this position of mediocrity. And there's even some people that will kind of stick with it, and they'll just get comfortable and they'll never really improve. I just think it's important to build momentum. Again, we talk about all the things that you should be doing to change your life, to change your mindset, to escape the system, to become a better version of yourself. But in order for that to actually work, you have to continue to do it. It's a lifelong commitment. It's not just something you do for 6 months and you're done, right? It's just like there's a lot of people who will get skinny. They'll get in good shape. They'll take good care of themselves, and then they think that they've accomplished it, and then they give up on it, and then they just let go, and they end up back where they started. And that's just not how it works, guys. You don't just like accomplish something and you're done, or you don't just try something for a week and give up because you haven't seen results. That's what you do when you're lazy. But I'm going to tell you what, guys. You might think it's easier to just be comfortable, and you might be okay with being mediocre. But I'm not, because I've had a little taste of what it's like to not be mediocre. And trust me, it tastes better than any sense of comfortability or just chilling and relaxing, right? If I sit still for too long, if I'm not doing something productive, I'll start tapping my foot, right? I get anxious, and that's a good thing, right? Because I know what I could be doing because I've done it. I've plugged in, I've done that. I've improved myself. I've lost weight, you know, I've put on muscle, I've made money, I've become financially free at 22, right? And because of that, because I have that taste for blood, because I've actually experienced it, I never want to lose that momentum. And I get anxious the moment that I feel like I'm starting to lose it. But you have to build that. You have to have momentum if you want to truly escape. It isn't like, oh, yeah, like these foods are bad for us. They're designed to capture our attention with movies and video games and keep us broke and oppressed forever. Yep, I know that, now I've escaped. Or hey, I'm gonna save money and I'm gonna eat healthier and get in the gym and start an online business for 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna give up and go right back to my boring average life, right? And just be mediocre, right? That's not gonna go anywhere for you. You have to keep that momentum, and I promise you, if you keep that momentum, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna be worth it. Now, that is the only way you are going to achieve anything great. That's the only way you're ever gonna be successful in any way. That's the only way you're ever gonna respect yourself. That's the only way you're ever gonna look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. That's the only way you're truly gonna sleep peacefully at night. I don't sleep peacefully at night if I've wasted my day, right? If I feel like I haven't done a lot that day, I don't sleep well at all. It isn't just because I have plenty of energy, it's because my mind is racing like, damn, I just wasted an entire day. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that even if I feel like I've put in that work, I still feel that way, but I do sleep a lot better knowing that, hey, I had a great day today. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Wow, what a day. Let's do it again tomorrow, and I'm excited for it. And I just don't know how people who don't have that, for people who are just like, yep, I showed up at a job and went home and drank beer and watched a football game. I don't know how those people sleep. I really don't. I guess it's just a difference in mindset, but if you can become aware of all these things, that's the first step, is becoming aware of the system that is here and the traps that are here, and, you know, adjusting your mindset. That's step number one. Once you do that, you have to create and build and maintain momentum. That is how you escape. That's how you truly, truly escape. It isn't just about what you know, it's about what you do with it. It's about how you act, it's about how you move, right? That's very important. I'm gonna take a slight break because I've been talking. Now, unfortunately, I've already drank coffee today. I just went to Coffee Slingers, which is where the last episode was filmed a couple days ago, in Automobile Alley in Oklahoma City. Coffee Slingers is legit, guys. Like, if you're in the Oklahoma City area, go give that place a try. Tell them I sent you, right? I go in there quite a bit. They know who I am. But yeah, I don't know. I talk about how I never really enjoy Americano from anywhere but Starbucks, because for whatever reason, they're the only ones that do it right. Coffee Slingers is almost there. They're almost there. But here's what I've been doing here recently, because you guys have heard me complain about espresso everywhere I go, other than Starbucks, for whatever reason. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start trying everyone's cold brew, because surely they can do that right. Coffee Slingers does. It's really good cold brew. It might be better than Starbucks. So I'm gonna start going the cold brew route. I had some earlier. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't plan on making this today. Otherwise, I would have filmed there. I didn't think I had the time. I ended up having time. I literally just left Coffee Slingers like maybe an hour ago. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I have time to kill. Let's go film a video, right? Because I'm being productive. But anyways, I'm drinking on some Waterloo sparkling water. I keep a lot of these around. I'm not someone who really enjoys pop. This isn't pop. But I do like carbonation. I really like carbonation, and this is, so if you're someone who's trying to get off pop, or if you just enjoy carbonation, these are a good option. They're really good. It's Waterloo sparkling water. They have peach, tropical fruit. The best one is the apple crisp. They have like 10 other flavors. They're pretty good. Now what's cool about it is this is a metal can, but it doesn't have that lining, that plastic lining that like 99% of other drinks have. It doesn't have that. So it's BPA free. There's no microplastics in it, or at least they say there aren't. And the water is purified through reverse osmosis. So there shouldn't be any heavy metals, any forever chemicals, PFAS, microplastics, anything like that. And there's no sugar and no calories. There's also no artificial stuff in here. Now you might wonder, well, if there's no sugar, if there's no artificial flavor, then how does it taste good? How do they make it taste like that? I'm not exactly sure, but I've looked it up. They hire perfume companies to somehow extract the smell or the aroma out of fruits and somehow put it in here without adding any calories, without adding any sugar or anything like that. I don't know how they get away with that, because it also says 0 fruit juice, but I do know there's nothing else in here. It's just purified water and somehow natural flavor. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm sure there's some sort of FDA loophole, but I've looked these guys up. They're based out of Austin, Texas. They're ethical, they're legit, and they're 50 cents a can. And they're way better than pop. The carbonation is insane, but I'm gonna take a sip now. Oh, very strong. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I enjoy making them. I'm not gonna say I invest a ton of time into making them because they are easy for me to just set up and record. I can just kind of talk for hours and hours and hours. Did a Q&A last episode. Just let me know you guys' thoughts. Let me know what else you would like to see, or if there's any questions you have for me, or any other categories or anything like that. It's fun for me to do, and I enjoy doing it. But it's gonna be a short episode, just because I do have a few things to do. But yeah, guys, you got to keep that momentum. It's all about momentum. There's a lot of things that I believe in, that I do, that I've been doing ever since I kind of like started my business. I started, losing weight and really becoming conscious of what's around me and what I want to do and how I want to be and who I want to be. It's been like 4 or 5 years of me doing certain things that I'm just now starting to be rewarded for. I'm just now seeing the fruits of my labor, and man, it's some of the sweetest fruit ever. It really is. That long-term gratification, guys, so much better than quick hits on your phone, than any drug. I mean, I tell people all the time, dude, look, because of the way that I'm setting myself up in life and the way that I structure my motivation system, I get more dopamine. I get twice as high on dopamine on the daily basis doing things that are natural and healthy and productive than a drug user, right? People chase drugs. They chase that dragon because it gives them dopamine. That's why they call it dope, right? That's why they call a lot of drugs dope. It targets your dopamine receptors. Sugar does the same thing. You know what else does the same thing? Success, achievement. That's why your brain gets addicted to drugs, because it feels like it's being rewarded. It feels like it's being successful or doing something right, even though it's not, and it's quick and easy, right? That's why it's addictive. Your brain is chemically addicted to drugs, and that is why. If you can restructure your reward system, your motivation system in your brain, you can structure your brain to feel good and be rewarded by productivity in the real world, to where you inject yourself with dopamine every single time you do something right. That's one of those things that takes a pretty good amount of time to set up in your brain. There was a book I read called Think and Grow Rich. It's pretty popular. You've probably heard of people talk about it. You need to go read it, right? You need to go read it. That can help you adjust your mindset. But that's really what it's about. That's really what it's about. Like when you first start out doing something, you're like, man, this kind of sucks. It's weird. I don't really want to do it. I promise you, if it's something that you're supposed to be doing, if it's productive in some way, if it helps you or your family or makes you money or makes you healthier or does something good for you or anyone around you, do it for a period of time. They say the rule is 28 days. 28 days is how long it takes for you to build a habit, that just means it takes 28 days for your brain to build the connections in your brain to form a habit, I guess. I'm not a scientist or a neurologist or anything, but it takes 28 days roughly for you to form a habit. That means after 28 days, it becomes a lot easier for you to do, and it becomes a lot harder for you to stop doing it, right? Like if you can work out for a month straight, it's gonna be a lot harder on you mentally to miss a workout than it would be if you didn't do it for that long, right? So focus on doing things for a month, 2 months, 3 months at a time. And I promise you, continuing to do that gets easier and easier and easier as you adjust your lifestyle around that, and as you structure your brain and restructure your reward system. And if you can restructure your reward system to feel rewarded for making money or becoming healthy or working on yourself or improving your life or the people around you, setting yourself up for the future, if you can do that, you're gonna be set for life. And that's how you build momentum, is you just constantly do something. You constantly do the right things. Over time, your brain adjusts. It learns to love it, and it learns to make it a part of your daily routine. And if you ever fall off of that, you get anxious, you get mad, you get upset. The same way that if you were to vape for however long and stop, you're gonna be chemically addicted to that habit. Because every time you hit that vape, every time you take a hit off a cigarette, or you take a drug, or you scroll on your phone, or eat sugar, or play a game, or watch porn, anything like that, your brain is chemically addicted to those things, which is why it's hard for you to let go of it and to stop doing it. You can structure your brain in such a way to where it forms the same habits and the same connections on real world productivity, to where you will mentally become ill if you don't do them, or if you feel like you didn't do them, you get anxious, you can't sleep right, and therefore you're more motivated to go do it, because you're giving yourself dopamine to go do it. And when your brain's lacking that dopamine, it gets upset. That's the secret. That's how you build momentum. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been episode 10 of Money Moves. I have some things I gotta go do, otherwise I hang around a little bit longer. I will see you guys over on Snapchat, and I will see you in episode 11.